Welcome to the WION podcast. In this episode, we uncover why spam calls in India have exploded despite Do Not Disturb rules, revealing how scammers use AI, SIM farms, and spoofing to stay ahead of telecom crackdowns. India continues to face a massive rise in spam communication despite years of regulatory efforts aimed at reducing unwanted calls and messages. This means 66% of unknown calls received by Truecaller users in India in 2025 were identified as spam. Why did the problem get so big and never-ending? What are the government and telecom operators doing about it? How are spammers bypassing the restrictions like Do Not Disturb or DND? India is among the top countries for spam calls recorded on Truecaller. Indonesia topped the list of spam intensity at 80%, while Chile came second at 70% intensity. This was followed by Vietnam, Brazil, and then India. Truecaller users in India identified 42 billion spam calls and an even worse 130 billion spam messages in 2025. The Truecaller community blocked 12 billion spam calls. Fraud calls were around 8 billion, out of which sales and telemarketing accounted for 36%, financial services 18%, and scams 12%. The Indian government's National Customer Preference Register still exists and works reasonably well against registered telemarketers. They are required to use specific number series or prefixes like 140 for calls and respect user preferences. One can register on DND by dialing or messaging 1909 or by using the Try DND app of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. But DND is largely bypassed by unregistered telemarketers or UTMs who use ordinary 10-digit mobile numbers, often via bulk SIMs or SIM farms. These callers ignore DND entirely because they are not registered and do not follow the rules, becoming the main cause of spam persistence despite DND measures. TRI, the Department of Telecom and Mobile Network Operators, have taken several steps. As of early 2026, TRI slapped penalties worth 2 billion rupees on telecom companies for failing to curb spam. More than 2 million mobile numbers and 100,000 entities were either disconnected or blacklisted based on complaints as of late 2025. In 2025 alone, 730,000 notices were sent to UTMs, with restrictions imposed on hundreds of thousands of entities. TRI strongly encouraged reporting spam, even without DND registration, in order to help trace and disconnect the calls at the source, unlike phone-level blocking. In 2025, tighter consent rules and faster action on complaints, with response timelines of up to 5 days for providers, were introduced. DLT, or Distributed Ledger Technology, was introduced for tracking promotional messages. Some measures were also taken against AI-generated or robo-calling, with detection systems also using AI. Restrictions were imposed on bulk calling, and campaigns were held urging spam reporting. Though these actions helped disconnect many numbers, the problem is scaling faster. SIMs are cheaper, automation is easily available, and spammers use new tactics, always staying one step ahead, even as telecom operators face pressure and fines. One major issue is UTMs using normal-looking phone numbers, thus bypassing the 140 series rules and DND. New technologies like spoofing and number rotation are also being deployed. This means frequent changes in spam caller numbers, with spammers using SIM farms and bulk cheap connections. AI is widely used for automation, including robo-dialers and voice cloning for scale and realism. There is also cross-border or VoIP routing of spam calls. Spammers get numbers from data leaks involving apps, websites, or breaches. A2P, or application-to-person calling, is also on the rise. In short, DND registration is not enough, and phone blocking alone does not help fight the spam ecosystem. The government and telecom operators are acting more aggressively than before, but low operational costs and evolving technology continue to keep spam volumes high. Thanks for tuning in to this incredible story. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more captivating stories to come. Stay tuned.